I'm Jake.
I'm Tom.
And we are VIMTV, Velocities in Music, the best kept secret in music reviews. We're going to review an indie record. Oh, go figure! Tom and Jake are reviewing an indie album.
What do you know?
This is from a New York-based indie rock band named Yellow Ostrich. The album is called Cosmos. Yellow Ostrich came out in 2009, had a slew of albums. On our local college radio station, they play a track that I actually like but find annoying after I've heard it 1,000 times. This is their new record, Cosmos. And when we previewed Cosmos, I think Tom and I both were kind of taken aback by the sound. I mean, these guys have a really nice presentation. But not to get too much into that, Tom, what was the overall vibe of this album? I mean, how did they approach their songwriting on Cosmos?
The overall vibe I got right at first was just classic indie rock. I mean, classic 2000s era indie rock along the lines of, some bands that I felt like I heard some similarities to. Was stuff anywhere from Dodos to Rogue Wave to, just that kind of classic sound. Very, very guitar based, but also produced in a way that's not too heavy, that's a little poppy. But Yellow Ostrich in particular does some things to really mix it up a little bit. They incorporate some kind of like electronic beats. They incorporate some just random song shifts, like at the end of You Are the Stars, a track in particular that just kind of takes a random left turn, really threw me for a loop, and so it really made for a very engaging listen at first. Yes, I will say at first, and that's kind of the key. This isn't a very alluring sound because these guys, first of all, are great instrumentalists. They are like you can pick any given track off of Cosmos, and I can sit there and listen to it and go, wow, I really like that guitar part, or wow, what they did there, that shift in the song is really cool. It's a neat idea, and I can really like that individual track. However, what I really quickly came across was the more that I listened to each of these tracks, they didn't seem to rely on any one of each other. Like they were just they worked better as independent compositions because once you started putting them together, every one of these tracks is just overflowing with these different musical ideas. Go ahead. I was just going to say, I think that I had a similar experience to you because I actually started a little higher on this album and I kind of came down on it as I realized that. I felt like at first that was very appealing, and then I was kind of like, okay, this is a bit of an overload. I feel like I can't focus really on any one thing they're doing and attach to it because I feel like they didn't.
And that songwriting no, they didn't. And it was like they were just focused on creating these really cool instrumental parts and working all these different ideas into one song. Now, where I think that other bands we were talking before we turned the camera on. I would compare their songwriting approach, not necessarily their sound, even though it's still an indie. But I would compare their songwriting approach a lot to Of Montreal. Of Montreal, especially their newer stuff, is completely overflowing with ideas. On any other album, some much more to a fault than others. The difference between Cosmos and any Of Montreal record is that Of Montreal does a really good job of making their songs memorable. I don't know if that has to do with Kevin Barnes' just crazy lyrics or his just really interesting vocal hooks or just some of their approach to the instrumentation. Now, I think Cosmos has great instrumentation, a lot of great guitar parts and hooks and things like that, but the vocals don't really ever light me up on this album, and I don't really think that there's much, lyrically to offer to bring me in.
I think when it comes to that Of Montreal comparison, it does have a lot to do with the craziness of Kevin Barnes, because Of Montreal is a very psychedelic, off-the-wall band, and they make it clear to the listener up front that you don't know what to expect. Right. You know that they're not going to play by the rules, and yet, like you said, they make their songs memorable. They make them melodic. They make them very catchy. Yellow Ostrich, I feel like they're kind of riding an odd line between wanting to be very explosive and edgy and all over the place, but they're almost playing it too straight to pull it off.
And that's most evident, I think, in the production.
Yeah.
The production is so pristine for an indie band, that is. It's so pristine and polished and clean sounding. It's like you have all these ideas, but it's like they presented it as this is a focused, deliberate album, and really it's just a bunch of tracks with a shitload of ideas on it.
Yeah, and that's really what kind of came down. Well, I already said, that's why I came down on it a little bit. That was the big thing, is that I think that these are a lot of good tracks on their own that come together to make something that I feel like is a little bit unfocused. But at the same time, I still enjoy it when I'm listening to it, because at any moment, I'm liking the track that I'm in.
I totally agree with you there. There's certain tracks like track 2, Neon Fist, track 3, Shades, 7, Any Wonder, I thought was a great track. Track 9, Things Are Fallen. You know, I feel like that I really preferred, like, Things Are Fallen, I really preferred when these guys did not, or maybe took a step back and didn't try to, like, just shove a bunch of intense moments into a track. I think that if these guys scaled it back a bit and maybe even let their sound get a little dirtier, I think I would really like what Yellow Ostrich is doing, and I know that, you know, some of their previous albums might have had that, but Cosmos just did not reach that level. I mean, like I said, I can put any one of these tracks on and like it, so in general, I'm not as down on this as maybe I thought I would be, but just the sum of the whole, and looking at the album, listen, I mean, as much as I love the instrumentation, as much as I love the general sound, the vocals and the way that they just did not tie this together brings me to a 70.
I'm going to go 73.
Cool. What do you guys think about Cosmos, Yellow Ostrich's latest album? Let us know at www.velocitiesandmusic.com or youtube.com/velocitiesandmusic. As always, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and let us know what albums you'd like to see us review on this channel. I'm Jake.
I'm Tom.
And we are VIMTV, moving music critique forward.